Hi everyone, my name is James, your host, and welcome to another episode of Plugged into the New Normal, live here from the Ticket Pro Dome. Today's guest, Warren Murray, has 10 years experience in exhibitions and brand management. He is a husband and a father of two. Welcome, Warren, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So, exposure marketing has been around since 2004. What does it mean to you to be part of such an amazing brand, and what does it take to build and sustain such an amazing brand over so many years?
Look, I think the company was created by MD, and she saw a gap as a need as a parent herself, and she understood the need that it needed to create this brand. I think when I stepped in, it took a lot of passion. I think this is not something that you do just by kind of getting into it, not something that you can necessarily just cleanly study for. You've got to activate it with a lot of passion. But I think we've had to look forward a lot of times. You've constantly got to be innovative. You can't stand still. You've constantly got to deliver new concepts and new ideas and constantly bring the best to the market possible so that the parents and the consumers who come to the exhibitions get the best possible quality out of an experience out of our exhibitions.
Yeah, that very much makes sense. I think with things moving so rapidly, you have to transform quickly so you can kind of keep your consumers up to date with current trends.
Yeah.
So under exposure marketing, MamaMagic is South Africa's biggest parenting platform. Now, as a father of two, what are your experiences being part of a parenting show, and what work gets put in to developing such an extensive project every year?
Look, I think being a father has helped me in my journey at exposure marketing. When I started, I wasn't a father. But I think what it's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to create a balance in my own life. You get the adrenaline of being on site, but you also got to come home and you've got to have that adrenaline to be with your kids. And it's kind of made me look at things a little bit more differently. And I think what I get to do now is I look at the exhibition in a more practical perspective. So you get to see what exactly parents are going to experience when they come through to the shows. My kids come to the show and they've been coming through from day one. And you get to just understand what it is that the parents need. So from functionality, user experience, making sure that it's a fun, family-full day out, and making sure that you've thought of every possible thing, from enough catering points to are the aisles big enough to accommodate prams, those kind of things make it really important. And I think it's also just allowed us to make sure that we've got our finger on the pulse at all times, understanding what parents are going through, making sure we're bringing them the best, and making sure that it's practical and functional to produce the best experience possible for the consumers that come out.
And then, if you were to do a hashtag throwback, what are some of your highlights and more memorable moments on the show since inception?
Sure. It's interesting, I think we've had so many highlights, and I think one of the biggest things I love about the show is just seeing it come to life. You spend so many months planning for it, so when you finally open up those doors and you see people lining up outside to come inside, it's huge, and we get lots of emotional moments throughout the show. But I think two that I can really think on is at every exhibition we have the stage set up, and we have these pint-sized fans who come through, and my kids included, and they get to see their purple dinosaur friend Barney jump up onto stage. And I mean, he really is the Justin Bieber of the age group. And you can walk into that auditorium with all of their eyes closed, and they jump out, and he jumps out. He's so excited, and it's kind of like drinking like a cold Red Bull and just getting that down. It's absolutely amazing. And I think what we do, we give away a prize to pregnant woman. It's a pregnancy starter pack valued over 80,000 Rand generally at every exhibition. And that's generally like the tearjerker moment, Sunday afternoon, that's guaranteed to happen because you literally are able to change one person's life and kind of help them in their process of their parenting journey. So those are kind of like my throwbacks. So and those moments I look forward to at every exhibition.
Wow. I'd love to see that one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll probably also cry. So we're sitting where we would have staged the show in March, but as we know, it was cancelled due to lockdown. So what can exhibitors who want to be involved in the show, or brands who want to collaborate with the show, how can they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with us by getting onto any social media platform and inboxing us. They can get onto the website. We've got a questionnaire form that they can fill out there. They can simply just email sales@mamamagic.co.za to get involved, find out what we've got planned, when our next exhibition dates are going to take place, and how they can get their brand out there.
Okay, cool. And just before we wrap up, could you take us back and share with us your most memorable and favorite moment right here at the Ticket Pro Dome?
Sure, I think there's so many, hey. I think I've worked in this venue for over 10 years, and I think of one moment that's amazing. You get to watch this exhibition, or this floor really turn down from an exhibition to a concert to any cool event that's taking place here. But I'll never forget one year we had just finished an exhibition, and there's a very quick turnaround to the next concert, which my wife and I attended. And in the middle of that show, we saw the performer, Michael Bublé, actually kind of stop, pause, and look up into the ceiling. And slowly descending down was a helium Barney balloon, which he stopped his singing performance for to acknowledge Barney attending his own concert, which for me was kind of like, that was us, that was me. I mean, how do you clear hundreds of helium balloons in the Ticket Pro Dome ceiling? But I think that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that merge, and I loved seeing the transformation of this venue from so many different facets, and yeah, that's a throwback for me and a highlight.
And a shout out from the Michael Bublé.
Absolutely, for Barney himself, yeah. So I took that one to heart.
Fantastic. So that's it for today's show. If you want to find out more information, you can follow them on social media at MamaMagic SA, and continue following us at Ticket Pro Dome on our social media profiles for more info on upcoming guests. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.